been watching the recent developments involving Bill and Hayley Hamilton with a magnifying glass. And let me tell you, the tension is reaching an absolute boiling point. We have all seen the subtle, terrifying signs of Bill's physical deterioration over the past few weeks. The severe hand tremors that Joey Armstrong astutely noticed on Friday, May 29, are not just a random health scare, they are the sinister, undeniable manifestation of Hayley's slow drip poison. Bill is a proud, powerful attorney, and seeing him lose control of his own body is both tragic and deeply alarming. He desperately wants to go to the hospital because this recurring, uncontrollable shaking is terrifying him. He is genuinely worried about his failing health, completely unaware that the architect of his demise is sleeping right next to him. This brings us to that incredibly tense, highly anticipated scene at the country club during the week of June 1. Usually, as we all know, Hayley is the seductress. She is the one who masterfully uses her physical charms to manipulate Bill, keeping him docile and distracted. But this time, the dynamic completely flips. Bill, perhaps seeking comfort and a sense of normalcy amidst his terrifying health anxiety, decides to be the one to initiate intimacy. He feels a sudden surge of affection, a desperate need to connect with his wife. He wraps his arm around her waist, his hand moving upwards in a familiar, loving gesture. But instead of leaning into his embrace, Hayley lets out a sharp, panicked scream. "Don't!" So this makes me wonder, what exactly triggered such a visceral, almost violent reaction from a woman who usually plays the role of the doting wife to perfection? The answer is as brilliant as it is terrifying. Bill's hand had brushed dangerously close to the exact spot where Hayley is hiding the deadly serum. She carries the poison vial on her person, tucked away near her chest, ensuring it is always within reach and never left unattended where prying eyes could find it. In that split second, as Bill's fingers graze the hidden vial, Hayley's life flashed before her eyes. She knows that if Bill discovers that little glass bottle, her entire world of lies, manipulation, and attempted murder will instantly collapse. But Hayley is nothing if not a master manipulator. My theory is that she quickly recovers from her momentary lapse in composure and spins the situation with terrifying precision. To prevent Bill from questioning why she just screamed at her husband for touching her, she goes on the offensive. She fakes a sudden bout of annoyance, masking her sheer panic with a facade of tough love. She sharply tells Bill that she cannot possibly be intimate with him while he is in such a fragile, unpredictable physical state. She twists the narrative, claiming that she wants him to get a comprehensive health checkup so that their lovemaking isn't interrupted by his sudden tremors or weakness. It is a stroke of evil genius. By framing her rejection as deep concern for his physical well-being and their romantic future, she completely disarms him. Bill, blinded by his love for her and his own growing desperation regarding his health, stops questioning her bizarre rejection. He genuinely believes that Hayley's advice is necessary and born out of love. He agrees that a trip to the hospital is the best course of action, completely oblivious to the fact that his wife is merely buying herself time and protecting her lethal secret. But that is not all. While the hospital visit seems like the logical next step for Bill, I have another, far more explosive theory that I think every single fan of Beyond the Gates is going to absolutely love. What if the truth doesn't come out in a sterile hospital room, but rather through a clumsy, everyday accident? Imagine this. Bill, struggling with his worsening hand tremors, accidentally knocks over Hayley's designer handbag in their bedroom. The contents spill across the plush carpet, and rolling out from the lipstick and compacts is a strange, unmarked vial filled with a mysterious serum. In that heart-stopping moment, the pieces of the puzzle begin to violently snap together in Bill's brilliant legal mind. The severe, unexplained hand tremors that have been plaguing him, the bizarre, overly defensive way Hayley reacted at the country club when he touched her chest, the suspicious, lingering questions about her so-called mugging that Joey Armstrong and Tomas Navarro have been quietly circling. Suddenly, Bill's anxiety transforms into a cold, terrifying suspicion. He realizes that his wife might not just be hiding a fake robbery. She might be actively trying to put him in the ground. So, what does a seasoned, ruthless lawyer like Bill Hamilton do when he suspects he is being murdered? He doesn't go to Garland Memorial. No, Garland Memorial is currently engulfed in the explosive Dr. Leah Whitmore Pingasosum candle, and Bill knows that any test done there could easily be compromised, leaked to the press, or intercepted by Hayley, who has been spending an awful lot of time lurking around Leslie Thomas and the hospital's orbit. Instead, Bill secretly collects a sample of his daily drinking water, the very water Hayley so lovingly pours for him every morning, and takes it to a highly discreet private doctor outside of Fairmont Crest. The agonizing wait for the test results would be a masterclass in suspense. When the private doctor finally calls Bill with the toxicology report, the confirmation is earth-shattering. The results show dangerously high levels of a rare neurodegenerative toxin in his system. The realization hits Bill like a freight train. He is plunged into a state of absolute panic and blinding, unadulterated rage. The woman he loves, the woman he has protected, provided for, and defended against his own family, has been systematically poisoning him for weeks. But here is where the story gets truly magnificent. Instead of immediately confronting Hayley and demanding answers, Bill decides to play a much darker, much more dangerous game. He is a lawyer. He knows that to put her away forever, he needs undeniable proof, a confession, or an ironclad trap. He decides to pretend that he knows absolutely nothing. He returns to the Hamilton mansion, plastering on a fake smile, playing the role of the weak, sick, unsuspecting husband. The psychological warfare that erupts between husband and wife would be television gold. Bill watches her every move like a hawk. He watches her pour his drinks, pretending to take a sip while actually disposing of the poisoned liquid into a potted plant when she turns her back. He begins to subtly mess with her mind, casually dropping hints about betrayal, hidden secrets, and deadly consequences during normal conversations, just to watch the color drain from Hayley's face. Hayley, who is already spiraling and feeling cornered by Tomas Navarro's questions and Leslie Thomas's relentless pressure for an alliance, begins to sense that something is horribly wrong. She notices that Bill's tremors seem to magically improve on the days he doesn't drink the water she gives him. She catches him staring at her with a cold, dead expression when he thinks she isn't looking. The tension in the Hamilton mansion becomes thick enough to cut with a knife. Hayley realizes that Bill is starting to put up his guard, and her paranoia reaches a fever pitch. This leads me to the ultimate, breathless climax of my theory. The psychological cat and mouse game cannot last forever. It is destined to culminate in a terrifying, suffocating confrontation within the walls of the Hamilton mansion. Picture a stormy night, the power flickering, and Bill finally dropping the act. He presents her with the private lab results, tossing the physical proof of her treachery onto the table. The mask finally slips from Hayley's face, replaced by the cornered, desperate look of a predator trapped in a cage. I am constantly asking myself, how will this deadly showdown end? There are so many thrilling possibilities for the fate of these two characters. Could this be the end of the line for Bill Hamilton? If Hayley realizes she is caught, she might abandon the slow poison and resort to a violent, immediate strike to finish the job before Bill can call the police. Or perhaps Bill, fueled by the rage of a betrayed husband, finally overpowers her, leading to Hayley being arrested, disgraced, and thrown into a cold, dark prison cell, stripping her of the wealth and status she literally killed for. But what if Hayley manages to escape? We know Leslie Thomas has been hounding her for a dark alliance to take down the Dupree family. What if Hayley, realizing Bill is about to destroy her, runs to Leslie for protection? Leslie has the money, the resources, and the sheer lack of morals to help Hayley disappear, or perhaps even frame someone else for the poisoning. Could they pin the attempted murder on Lynette Wise or even Tomas Navarro? The thought of Hayley and Leslie teaming up to cover up a murder is absolutely chilling. Another wild possibility is that Bill survives the confrontation, but the poison has already done irreversible damage. What if he doesn't die, but is left permanently paralyzed or confined to a wheelchair? This would completely alter the power dynamics of Fairmont Crest. Bill, once a towering figure of legal authority, would be physically broken but mentally sharper and more vengeful than ever. He would dedicate the rest of his life to destroying Hayley, hunting her down no matter where she tries to hide. And let us not forget Joey Armstrong's role in all of this. Joey already suspects that Hayley is poisoning Bill. If Joey realizes that Bill has discovered the truth, will the casino boss intervene? Joey operates in the shadows, and he might see an opportunity to use Hayley's murderous secret as the ultimate blackmail material. Joey could step into the Hamilton mansion right as the confrontation reaches its peak, offering Hayley a twisted deal, work for his underground syndicate, or he hands the evidence over to Chief Elon Hawthorne himself. I am completely invested in this storyline, and honestly, I am rooting for Bill to absolutely destroy Hayley. She has played with his life, his heart, and his health for far too long. The arrogance she displayed at the country club, screaming at him to protect her poison vial while pretending to care about his health, is sickening. I cannot wait to see the moment the realization hits her that she has been outsmarted by the very man she thought she was leading to the slaughter. The writers of Beyond the Gates have set up a ticking time bomb within the Hamilton marriage, and the explosion is going to leave a massive crater in the center of Fairmont Crest. Will Bill get the justice he deserves, or will Hayley's venomous fangs claim their ultimate prize? One thing is absolutely certain. When the truth finally comes out, one of them might not survive the night. Keep your eyes peeled, fans, because this is going to be a bumpy, thrilling ride.